Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Monica. I like to post anti-MLMs, that's anti-multi-level marketing, life, and some true crime content here on this channel. So if any of that interests you, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to stick around. In today's video, I am bringing you anti-MLM content, so of course, just as a disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only and just my opinions. Today, we are going to be reacting to quite a number of MLMs. We've got Beachbody, we've got Young Living, we've got Younique, we've got Monat, and we're going to, and Arbonne too. Arbonne's one of them as well. They're all a little bit shorter clips, so we're going to dissect them and hopefully y'all enjoy this video. The first one that we're going to go over is the Young Living rep. Let's just dive right in. Oh, let me scooch over. Let's dive into this.
Hitting presidential diamond. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about success in general with any business, any company, any network marketing company. Let's talk about that. So the most important part around anything that you're going to find success in is you have got to be like relentlessly obsessed with what it is, your product. If you're doing a network marketing company, it should be your product. If not, you're an FTC nightmare. And if you're just toting
I am so shocked that this rep knows about the FTC. I think this is the first time. Kudos to this rep. This is the first time I have ever heard an MLM rep mention anything about the FTC. And in this video, it seems like she knows that in order to abide by the FTC, you have to talk about your products. It can't just be about recruitment. Even though we know that most of the time in these MLM companies, you make more money when you recruit people. But I'm very, very impressed that she knows about the FTC. Maybe she doesn't know that much, but at least she mentioned it. So she might be paying attention to some of us anti-MLMers. When she said that you have to be relentlessly obsessed with the products, this is why you become Young Living, because she's a Young Living rep. This is why in other MLMs, you become Beachbody, you become Monat. It's almost as if your identity just revolves around the MLM, and you're always going to talk about anything that you can possibly say on social media. You're going to try to somehow bring it back to the MLM. Why do you think that they're constantly pitching the lifestyle and the dream and being able to pay off debt? Because the product is irrelevant. And I think that this rep is just trying to say that. Now, I'm not trying to put words in her mouth, but I think she's trying to say that so that people are a little bit more careful and that they understand that the FTC is there for a reason. And they warn people. There's an entire article. I always have it linked in the description box. I forget exactly where, but it's always linked there of what an MLM is compared to a pyramid scheme and red flags, warning signs, that kind of a thing. So if you haven't read if you haven't read that yet, I highly recommend reading that.
If you're just toting hey, can I make $1 million with me? Our product shit. I can't tell you how many people have come from other network marketing companies where they're like, I have to be honest with you, I hate our product and I haven't used it and I feel like a fraud trying to push this onto people. It is shocking how many people live in that energy, which is super toxic to you, right? So you love your product. You love, like, these oils changed my life. If they didn't,
my bad. She's in doTERRA, not Young Living, because it says, if doTERRA oils didn't change the game, I wouldn't be here, just being honest. So my bad. It's doTERRA, not Young Living. But why is it that I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for doTERRA? What do you mean by that? These reps credit these MLM companies way too much. Way too much.
If they didn't, I wouldn't be here. Like, I wouldn't care to put any effort or energy into this arena. So, you love your product, number one, okay? Okay, number two, because you love your products and you have seen how profoundly impactful it can be on your life, you naturally share. You naturally talk to people about it. You naturally want to help people. This is not a like, oh shit, I gotta do this. This is a like heart pull. It is a calling to share this with people.
It's a calling to pitch people doTERRA essential oils and to get them wrapped up in this business. That's a calling.
And naturally that's inspiring too. I think too, a huge question that I always get is, how do I find leaders? How do I find people to do this as a business with me? You attract them into your life with the actions that you're taking day to day, with your passion and your vision and your excitement around this. This is why top leaders become top leaders, because their energy is magnetic. They are literally like, if you picture a magnet in the middle of a desk, they naturally pull people who are like-minded towards them because they're so clear on what they are creating and why they're creating it, right?
No, they're just scamming people. Maybe not consciously scamming people, but you're telling people about this luxury lifestyle, this dream of being able to pay off debt and being able to stay home with your kids. I know that I say that all the time, but if someone who's new to anti-MLM content, this is their first video, at least you can kind of get a gist of what I usually say. But they're consciously or not consciously, whatever, scamming people. That's what they're doing. It's not that they're magnetic, because a lot of these uplines, a lot of these people that I've reacted to are not magnetic. They're problematic. Just recently, I was reminded of the one Sensi rep that I reacted to months ago about how she said that being broke is a choice, and I guess it was a Sensi rep that commented on it. They deleted their first comment because their first comment said, "Oh, you're just so dramatic," but it's reps like that that are not magnetic. They're problematic. They are scamming people to purchase the products. They are scamming people to become part of their team, because the people on their team might be so excited and so motivated that they see this rep and this upline and they think, you know what? I can achieve that. I can achieve that. And they see that they work themselves to the bone, they work really hard, they're up all night and everything like that, just to find out that you're not going to make it. Because statistics show most people, the majority of people who join these MLM companies make little to no money. Some of them even lose money. So,
creating it, right? And then number 3 is having a very clear system of what you're doing. This is, I feel like, where so many people allow confusion to take over, and then there's so much lack of action, right? So it's always stepping back and auditing your process. And I do this actually probably monthly, to be honest, is like when people come into my team, what is that experience? How am I nurturing them when they come into my team? Are they getting the education and the information that they need? When people want to do the business with me, what does that look like? Are they getting the training that they need to be able to run and launch with this? Once you have that, your confidence skyrockets in this business. And I teach all of this stuff in my fundamentals. All of my students can attest to this, but this is, so yes, you can make a ton of money with doTERRA. I will put it out there from firsthand experience. I make what I used to make annually every month. I'm not mad about it, but there's also some very specific steps, skill sets, and mindset work that I've done to not only hit top ranks, but to be able to maintain it and inspire others to take action. So my fundamentals, the doors are closing on Sunday. So if you want to come in and join us and have me walk you through how I've done what I've done, I've basically taken my whole foundation and laid it out in this business training. It's open to anyone. It is a paid training if you're not on my team. If you're on my team, you do get free access because team perks. But I love this community and I love this business, and it really can change the game no matter what you're.
She's pretty smart to do that because she's not only making money from her team and from sales and everything like that, but she's going to make money from this training that she has, because she did say that her team gets it for free because that's part of the team perks, while anyone who's not on her team has to pay for it. And I'm sure, depending on how big her downline is, depending on how big her following is and stuff like that, that people might actually become part of that training, because they might think, oh, well, you know, I don't really want to do the MLM thing, but maybe there's something in there that I can implement for whatever business that they might have, because someone that's watching that might have an actual small business. So it's interesting that she does this whole paid thing. And then she said that that you can make a ton of money with doTERRA. Well, you can't really say that, because not everyone's gonna make a ton of money. And also, what's a ton of money? Because she said, oh, I'm making the same thing that I was annually. That can differ a lot. The next video that I wanted to go over is of an Arbonne rep, and I'm gonna play the video, but then I'm also gonna read. It says, when someone says they don't have time for a side gig, but they are always the first ones to view your stories. This was something that was big when I was in Beachbody, and they were always talking about how, well, I see you, I see that you're scrolling because I see that you're sharing things that aren't Beachbody related, or I see that you're active on social media, but you're not doing anything Beachbody related. And it's like, I'm sorry, but sometimes I want to aimlessly scroll. Sometimes I just want to watch videos, dumb videos, and I do share I do share some of them on my Facebook page, my public Facebook page, which is Jersey Girl Texan Heart. I share some of them there. Recently there was a really funny one about milk. Well, by the time that I get this video up, it's going to be weeks ago, because I'm pre-filming a bunch of stuff. But if I want to share that kind of stuff, or if I want to laugh at things like that, maybe I want to see a really heartfelt video about a dog that really made it through some tough times, and if I want to cry while I'm watching it, that's what I want to do. I don't want to have to be constantly looking at my phone and being like, okay, I have to respond to this person on my team. I have to respond to this person. Oh, they want to buy products? Okay, cool. Oh, hey girl, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where just because someone views your story first, I mean, that's got to take a lot of time from this rep to be constantly looking at all of her analytics for every single story that she posts. And to add to that as well, I'm going to say it right now. There have been times where I have, if I'm at work and if I get busy with something, I'll forget that I have my phone on and it's going through Insta stories, because I'll leave the room and I'll forget that it's still going, just to come back and be like, oh wow, I watched so many Insta stories, but I didn't actually watch them. But let's get into the next one. And that is going to be a very cringy Younique. I'm assuming this is one of their commercials, but let's just watch this. I'm going to speed up the audio so that I don't get in trouble for using this, you know, copyright stuff. So I'm going to speed up the audio and hope that that kind of helps. Let's watch this cringy video.
Yeah, you. Somebody thinks you're pretty amazing. That's why they shared this video with you. Selling Younique products is a game changer, and they thought you'd want to know more about the bright, shiny possibilities that await you when you join the Younique sisterhood. I know, you're busy with just life, so let's tackle those burning questions of yours. Starting with, how are the beauty products? Dreamy. The product's like an actual dream, and the way that you run your business is totally up to you. Whenever, however you like. It's customizable to your schedule, your goals, your community, your level of interest and commitment. This opportunity isn't one size fits all, because one size fits all isn't realistic. You can run your business over social media if you want. It can really just be as easy as hitting share. You don't need to host any in-person parties. You don't have to do anything more than you can handle. It's as easy as that. You don't even need to buy and store the inventory, because many of us don't need any more stuff cluttering up our lives. Okay, the 10-second version, get paid to sell the beauty products you're obsessed.
I can't believe, oh, it can be just as easy as hitting the button share. No, it's not that easy. And this is one of I think this is one of Younique's commercials for it. That is ridiculous that this is coming straight from the MLM company. Are you kidding me? Are you you kidding me? No, it's not that easy. They need to stop saying that it's so easy. You just do this, you just do that. But then when someone is part of the MLM and they're working their ass off and they're not sleeping because they're trying to make it to the tippy top, just like their upline, and they're not making it, when they leave, are those uplines going to say you didn't work hard enough? Because that sure as shit happens quite a bit with these MLMs and these MLM companies and some of these reps, because, ooh.
To sell the beauty products you're obsessed with and do it with other women, other friends, who are crushing it. Say hi, ladies. Younique helps you build your business your own way, with your own tastes. And here's what you won't do. You won't pay for inventory. You won't have to wait weeks to see money in your bank account after a sale. In fact, you'll get paid 3 hours after every transaction. Not only do you get commission, but you also earn rewards, which you can cash in for products. And then there's the incentives, trips, car bonuses, not to mention the fun incentive of new friends, ready to join you on your unique journey. Sounds pretty tasty, huh? And here's...
I hate when they pitch the friends and the sisterhood and all of that, because they are only your friend because you're making them money. That's the only reason. Unless if you get super lucky and you find an actual friend within this business, then yeah, that's different. But because, I mean, if I want to play devil's advocate, if it wasn't for me creating anti-MLM content on YouTube, I wouldn't have met some of the people that I talk to on either a daily or almost daily basis. Some content creators, some just people who, subscribers, patrons, channel members, all of that. There are some people that I have built this, I guess you can call it a friendship, through the internet. So there are just so many people that I have met thanks to anti-MLM that I would not have met before. But the thing is that I didn't have to join something. I didn't have to pay to join this club, so to speak, or this industry, so to speak. And I'm not making any of these other people that I just mentioned, I'm not making them money. So in my eyes, there's no ulterior motive to these friendships that I have with people, because like I said, I'm not making them money.
The best part, the sisterhood. When you become a Younique presenter, you get built-in friends, a network of stellar sisters who will support you, advise you, and challenge you to become the best person you can be. And a portion of all proceeds goes to supporting women, including survivors of sexual abuse. Younique is for all women of all ages. Beautiful, smart, confident ladies who love to look good, do good, and feel good. So what do you get when you join Younique? You get amazing beauty products, a flexible source of income, and a community of inspiring women from all walks of life. We can't wait to connect with you. You're gonna love the Y Life.
I cannot stand that. And I've already broken down the foundation that they have in a very, very old Younique video that I made. So I'm not going to go over that in this video, but I've already broken that down. I just can't stand that a big emphasis was this whole empowerment and sisterhood. And I can't. The next post I want to get into is one by a fellow anti-MLM content creator on Instagram, and it is Anti-MLM Advocate. She posted this graphic that says, MLMs turn relationships into transactions. Underneath, the caption says, all of us have transactional friendships, from our hairstylist to our dog walkers, but it feels a bit strange to me to make everyone in your life buy your products. The thing that stood out to me the most about this video, which I'm going to play in a second, was the fact that this woman admits that if someone doesn't buy her products, then they aren't actually friends. To me, it seems like the only way for people to stay friends with you is by purchasing products. What would happen if these friends or family members wanted to stop purchasing products? While this situation is not representative of everyone in an MLM, this is a clear pattern. I've seen this from multiple different reps where they say that if someone's not supporting your business, if they're not buying from you, or if they're challenging you and making you, or at least trying to make you question whether the MLM is a good structure and they're giving you facts and information about it, they say get rid of those people from your life. So that's something that this, like Anti-MLM Advocate said, It's not representative of everyone in an MLM, but I've seen many people do this. So the video that we're going to get into, let's watch that video, and then afterwards I'm going to, because I took screenshots of the little text that this rep put up on the screen, we're going to go over each one of those. So let's watch this video.
Perks of making every single person in my life buy my products. Men's face wash. My dad gets it. I love it. It's amazing. I mean, first of all, if you don't buy my products, so I'd probably never sleep at your house. We're simply not that close. If you don't buy my products, then we are not close enough for me to go to your home anyway. And so everybody that I am close enough, aka with my parents, have to buy my products, have to buy everything. So they even have more than I have because I don't have the men's skincare line. But the men's skincare line is the best. I absolutely love it. So now I'm washing my face with it all weekend. And it's amazing.
So you force your family to buy these products from you. They have to buy the products from her. They don't have a choice. They have to buy the products from her. If I ever went to my parents and said, you have to buy this Beachbody shake from me, ooh, that would not go over well. She sounds very entitled, and I'm really not trying to use ad hominem attacks here or anything like that. But just the fact that she says that her parents, not even just her friends, her parents have to buy from her, and that if you're not buying products from her, she will probably never sleep over your house. What? Like, I can't. But the text that she had up on the screen, the first one says, I slept with my makeup on last night and woke up with a pimple. So now I'm using my dad's men's line because it's so much stronger and amazing for mini acne. So of course, that's just a way for her to pitch the men's line. The next one said, we're simply not close enough if you don't buy my products, so we're not close enough for me to sleep over. So luckily, I never have to pack my products because my people always have it. What's wrong with packing a bag? Or what's wrong with you decided you're at your friend's house, maybe you're too tired to drive home, maybe you guys had a little too much to drink that night, so you're doing the responsible thing and saying, hey, is it all right if I crash on your couch? So you're telling me that if that person doesn't have Monat products, you're not going to stay at their house because they don't have Monat products for you to use? Like, what the? The last one, it just says, it smells so good. Ladies, get your man or yourself on our men's routine. What I will say is that there are some men's products that I really do love the smell of. There is a body wash that my husband uses, and I absolutely love the smell of it. So I can get on board with the whole it smells good. So either get it for yourself or for your man or whatever. So I get it. Next up, we have a problematic Beachbody coach that I have reacted to before. She has been featured on plenty of people's reaction videos. You guys will probably recognize her voice. Some of you in Beachbody might even recognize who this person is. Another thing I wanted to say is if any of you know who these people are, please do not go after them. Don't send them any kind of hate or anything like that. That is not the purpose of these videos. The purpose is to either help someone wake up from being in an MLM or just to show others these are some of the tactics and some of the things that these reps say that are either problematic or it's just a tactic, so watch out for these types of things. But it's not meant to show anybody any kind of hate. This video I found on the Instagram account anti-Beachbody coach, so let's take a look at this one.
But I was like, I wonder how many anti-MLMers are on a diet right now, or have tried a diet before, or put on a pair of clothes and felt really insecure and then manipulated their food. And then I'm like, interesting. I would bet it is a whole lot of them. I mean, I would wager to bet because I would say almost everybody has gone on a diet, right? Like, especially females. I would say it's 95% or higher. And it's like, you're willing to do a diet, even though there's only a 3% chance you'll be successful. But you want to shit on anybody who's doing an MLM or, you know, entrepreneurial stuff, because not everybody is going to be successful in that business. And
I'm going to stop it real quick, because this is why a lot of people are focusing on a healthy lifestyle, not a diet. Because if you go on a diet, whether it's a crash diet or something like that, she's right, you're not going to be successful in it. You're not going to stay on it. These fad diets that you see, Beachbody being one of them, it's not sustainable for a long time. It's not. If you want really good advice when it comes to nutrition and the healthy way to eat and stuff like that, I highly recommend Kat Benson. Her channel is Unlock Nutrition here on YouTube, because Kat is a registered dietitian nutritionist, so she has the education to back up what she's saying about this. And the difference between an anti-MLMer just going on a diet and there not being that big of a success rate, I can see where this rep is trying to go with this. I can see where she's trying to make the connection, but it's a very big reach of a connection. MLMs are built for the people at the bottom to not make money or lose money, in order for the people like this coach at the top to make a shit ton of money off of the backs of other people. And anti-MLMers, we don't have an issue with people being entrepreneurs. So where she got that idea, I have no idea, because we have no problem with people wanting to start their own small business. We just think that it's very problematic if you're going to join an MLM and say that you're a small business owner because you bought a starter pack. Another thing to point out is this Beachbody coach. She made money off of Beachbody, something that she doesn't have credentials in. That's another issue with the MLM industry, is that when you're in a specific industry, not all of them, but let's say that you're in Beachbody. These Beachbody coaches, they don't have any training. You don't have to have any kind of education to back up you being in Beachbody. And another thing, and this is a little bit of a trigger warning for anyone who has a past or is currently recovering or suffering from an eating disorder. How many people have come out and said that thanks to Beachbody, thanks to the way that they were eating, I should really watch how I say this because I don't want to get sued, but this is in the opinion of others, allegedly, that because of their time in Beachbody, they had disordered eating. How many people have come out and said that? A lot. A lot of people have said that. I was starving towards the end of my time in Beachbody. And it wasn't until I decided, you know what, instead of drinking this bullshit Shakeology, I'm going to eat an actual meal, a meal that is healthy for me. And guess what? I didn't gain any weight. And I felt so much better. I had way more energy. I was able to push even harder in my workouts and stuff like that. So there is way more to it than comparing the MLM industry to anti-MLMers wanting to go on a diet. Is the diet industry, there are a lot of things in the diet industry that are problematic, like these stupid skinny teas, these stupid supplements, all of this nonsense. That has its own issue. But trying to compare the two, it's a bit of a reach. But I can see why she's trying to make the comparison, if that makes sense.
in that business. And I was like, you know, it's also kind of like the people who believe that being gay or lesbian or whatever is a sin because like the Bible said. It's like, well, the Bible also says that, you know, there's more in favor of slavery than against it. Says like you can take a man and a woman, you can purchase them from foreigners or purchase children as slaves, right? It's like, and then there's things about like you shouldn't eat shellfish. I don't really know that much about the Bible, but the point is you can't just take something and call it fact and like, I live and die by this, and, you know, entrepreneurship and MLMs are scams, and then like not apply it to everything. And you can't just take parts of the Bible and not apply, like not take all of it, right? Like when was the last time you sacrificed a lamb and put it on someone's doorstep, like the Bible says, right? It's just like, so anyway, I had that thought. Is just like 3% chance of success when you're doing a diet, and yet almost 100% of women will try it. Anyway, food for thought.
I also wanted to add, sorry, I had so many thoughts racing after this Beachbody coach that I forgot a few things while I was filming. Her feeling like she's being critiqued by the anti-MLM movement because, well, I mean, she is not even close to the same thing as the Bible saying being gay is a sin. Those two things are incomparable, and I can't believe she even tried it with that one. This is literally a straw man argument that she has going on here. Not to mention, based on her logic, it seems like we should get rid of diet culture, which Beachbody is a part of, and the Bible, which is also heavily pushed within the MLM industry. She's also making it seem like everyone within the anti-MLM movement is religious and has a Bible. Who's going to tell her that there are a lot of atheists or people who don't practice religion that are anti-MLM? Also, why would you speak on the Bible but in the same breath say that you don't know much about it? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but isn't the sacrificial lamb supposed to symbolize Jesus? Now let's get back to the video. I mean, certain things can be, what's the word I'm looking for? Interpreted differently. A lot of people use certain parts of the Bible in their own narrative, and they will interpret things their own way. For example, Brittany Dawn, I really need to make an updated video about her because I've already made 2 videos about her, and it's been a bit since I even looked at her Instagram or anything like that. But I can see where this Beachbody coach was trying to go with it, but it's a bit of a reach. That is a bit of a reach because a woman going on a diet compared to a woman joining an MLM, 2 completely different things. The final post that we're going to go over today is that of a Monat rep. You guys might recognize her voice from a lot of my videos. I've reacted to her before, and because she is high ranking. This I got from the Instagram account Small Anti-MLM Angel, so let's go ahead and just watch this one.
A PSA. If there's one thing that I really don't handle well are excuses, because guess what? Everyone has things going on in their life, and your problems are not an excuse for why you're not succeeding or why life is a big pity party for you. Like, guys, select your thoughts and know that you have the power to control your life. If you work hard, you will find success. If you don't and you have an excuse for everything, you will not. Okay, and those are just like the simple facts, basic rules that grown-ups decide not to pay attention to because they prefer to be the victim than to just shape their life. You know, your everyday actions and decisions play a huge role in the life that you live. So take action, be proactive, stop the pity party and the nagging about how everything's so hard for you. Like, no one cares. That was very honest, but it's the truth. So if this is you, take a deep breath in and out, select your thoughts, jump into action, and know that if other people are doing it, you can do it too. And if you know someone that is just like this kind of person that I described, make sure that you share.
I don't even know what to say about this one because yes, there are people out there who make excuses for everything. There are people out there who they do that, and I've seen it. I've also been that person where I've made excuses multiple times, and then finally I was like, okay, you got to get up and do something because this isn't going to do it on its own. But there are things that happen in people's lives where they have a legitimate excuse as to something that's going on. So there are things that happen in a person's life. Maybe they lost someone in their life recently. Maybe they're doing Monat as a side gig and they lost their full-time job because of COVID. Maybe something happened to their dog or their cat or something like that. There are instances in people's lives where we're allowed to take a breather, we're allowed to take a step back, and we're allowed to be a human and cope. And if we have a bad day, that's fine. You're going to have bad days. Every single day, no matter how good your mindset is, every single day is not going to be a good one. So you just have to learn how to cope and how to move on and go on with your day. But let's say that you had a really bad day. It's fine to go home eat a tub of ice cream, cry, and watch Netflix. That's totally fine. And I just, these MLM reps, they're very big on constantly just hustling. And I get it. I come from the Northeast. I get it. That mentality and that pace and that speed and everything has been ingrained in my head. So I get it. But you're allowed to take a breather. You're allowed to take a day off. We're not meant to, especially because with these MLMs, you're told that you're going to have time and financial freedom. But if this rep is talking about that people tell her why they can't join her team or whatever the case is, I mean, they might just be being nice to you. They might, that excuse that they're giving to you is maybe them just saying, hey, it's not for me. Or maybe they're already on her team and they're deciding to leave. So this is why you can tell from the other videos that I've reacted to about this rep on my channel before, a lot of those were very motivational. They were very, I mean, there were tactics in there. There were manipulation tactics in there that she used, but she was very open and stuff like that and very happy. Whereas in this one, there's a big shift in an attitude. And I'm trying to figure out, I'm wondering if maybe someone left her team or she's having a hard time recruiting people. So she's going to go on an Instagram rant and talk about how excuses are just that. They're just excuses. Well, maybe the person's excuse is a legitimate one. Or maybe they're not giving you the actual reason why they can't join your team or why they're leaving your team because they're afraid to. Maybe they want to keep it private. So, yeah. At the end of her video, she did say how people don't care about you. And if you're having a bad day or if you're having a pity party, people don't care about you. Well, yes, there are going to be people who don't care that you're having a bad day, who don't care that you're being vulnerable on social media. There are going to be those people, but there's also going to be those people who have empathy and who can feel for you and who might even reach out to you and say, hey, are you okay? And things like that. So that's something that yes and no. Then I decided that I was going to screenshot some of the text that was up on the screen. And this first one, it says, people on top get smacked with BS too. Yeah, of course you do. The difference is that we don't waste our energy crying about the problem and instead we find a solution. What's so wrong with crying it out? Can we stop shaming people? Like seriously, there's nothing wrong with if someone wants to cry it out and then they're good after that, as opposed to someone who keeps everything internally and they cope a different way. People cope in different ways. There's nothing wrong with crying it out. I don't see how this is like, why does crying automatically make you weak? Why does crying automatically make it seem like you're not going to find a solution? You might cry it out because that's how you cope. And then you find a solution. You let your emotions out and then you come back to it with a fresh set of eyes, thinking rationally, and you take care of the problem and you find a solution. Why is it that crying automatically is like a bad thing? Anyway, the next one. You can either be a victim or a warrior, not both. You can be both. People have been victims and then they have become warriors. Like, I can't. Because in a sense, this is victim blaming. I can't. The next one. Your pity party does not make people feel bad for you. It makes them want to stay away from you. Not necessarily. Are there people who take it to another extreme and are like constantly, every single day, you see them on social media? We all have a friend like this, always talking about woe is me and stuff like that. Yeah, we've all known someone like that who does throw a pity party and it turns into this whole the boy who cried wolf kind of a situation. We all have someone like that we've known or seen or maybe even saw a meme about or something. But some people who are vulnerable and they open up about their vulnerabilities on social media, that's hard to do. That is a really hard thing to do. That was very hard for me to do when I was in Beachbody, because I had to literally open myself up to people and talk about the struggles that I had with my body and stuff like that. So it is very hard to be vulnerable on social media, but not everyone is going to just be like, oh my God, did you see this post? Like, what? Some people might actually reach out to you and say, hey, are you okay? I've had people do that to me. And I can't. I have no more words for any of the reps that I reacted to today. So you guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me actually get back into the middle of the screen. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. And this is Monica reporting to you live from a highway. Bye.